So, have you guys ever seen the movie The Princess Bride? There's a character called Inigo Montoya. He's the guy who says, I'm Inigo Montoya and I'm come to kill you because you killed my father. Whatever the fuck. There's another quote from him, and it's basically, that word, that doesn't mean what you think it means, or something to that effect. And I kind of feel like Inigo today because I've seen so many fucking people use words that they don't know the meaning of, and it's like, it's not what that word means. It's like, ugh. I've even fell victim to this kind of shit too, where I thought it was one word, it turned out it was another word, and I'm like, fuck. Internally I'm just like, I can't believe I just fucking said that. But these other fucking people are like, they just don't give a shit. Case in point, this piece from LifeSite News that I'm going to be responding to in this video. And the title is, No Christian Persecution in the U.S.? Try telling that to these Christians. Before I get started, I just want to say that these Christians that he's talking about are people who think that the rules don't apply to them because of Jesus. And I'm not fucking joking. Because the rules apply to every fucking buddy, right? But it's only the ones who think they're exempt from this shit who are bitching and moaning about it. You don't hear any mild-mannered fucking Christians or Jews talking about how they don't want to serve gay folk. And, persecution means everybody of that religious denomination is getting fucked. Where it's just assholes being assholes, and those assholes getting their comeuppance. That's basically what's been going on, and these people are just like, it's persecution! Me being a colossal asshole and then getting my comeuppance. And I'm willfully ignorant of anti-discrimination laws. That means I can break the law. It's like, fucking, it really does my fucking head in. And what hammers the fucking point home is that the picture above the headline is of Aaron and Melissa Klein, who are the proprietors of Sweet Cakes by Melissa. And they're one of these bakers who are like, we're not going to give gay people a wedding cake because of Jesus or reasons. And, they look so fucking persecuted. This cocksucker with a soul patch and fucking an earring and a plaid shirt. And a fucking woman wearing fucking pearls. And with her shitty haircut. And she's like, it's like, you want to talk about persecution? Muslims. Muslims are the fucking scapegoats for every fucking thing. Fuck it. Immigrants are the scapegoats of everything in this fucking country right now. How the fuck do you think Donald Trump fucking won? He appealed to the lowest common goddamn denominator, and that's like, it's not our fault that the fucking country's fucked up. It's those damn immigrants who work harder than us and do things that we wouldn't do. But it's the immigrants' fault. Muslims who've had their mosques set on fire, vandalized in other ways, had a fucking pig's head thrown at had anti-Islamic, anti-Muslim shit scrawled on mosques, having threats phoned into their homes in the mosques, a Sikh getting the shit kicked out of him by Trump supporters because he didn't know the difference between a fucking Muslim and a Sikh, even though they're very clearly delineated, but that doesn't... It's like, fuck. Yeah, white Christians are fucking persecuted by people not taking your shit anymore. It's like, The author of this is another hipster asshole evangelical, and his name is Jonathan Van Maren, with his fucking Amish chin strap beard and constant worried fucking look on his face. It looks like he just shit his pants and is worried that everybody fucking has noticed that he shit his pants. I'll leave a link to this if you want to go read it for your fucking self. But let's get to it. When I wrote in my column last week that many Christians voted for the Trump-Pence ticket because they felt that their communities were being threatened by the steady erosion of religious liberty under the Obama administration, my assertion triggered a wave of emails, Facebook messages, and tweets accusing me of lying. Because you were. You can't point to a single actual credible source of persecution. You can't, like, where just massive amounts of fucking Christians were jailed for their beliefs. That's not what's going on here. It's asshole Christians getting their comeuppance. It's people who are willfully fucking ignorant getting what they fucking deserve. And that's not persecution. That's justice. That is fucking justice. It's people who think their shit don't stink, realizing that their shit does stink, and people don't want to fucking be anywhere near them, and they're like, how dare you not suck my dick, because Christians are not being targeted, my critics informed me, and it is ridiculous to say so. They aren't, and it is ridiculous to say so, given the evidence to the contrary, because, firstly, Christians are the majority religion in this fucking country. Churches aren't being vandalized. Fucking people aren't being beaten up because of their religion. None of this shit's happening. So, like, you're not being persecuted. You're not even being targeted by the government for your religion. It's the fact that you're a fucking willfully ignorant person violating anti-discrimination laws. That's the fucking problem here. You're committing a fucking crime. That's why you're being targeted. Because you're a fucking asshole who either doesn't know anti-discrimination law or just doesn't give a shit. And neither of those options are fucking awesome. Obviously, to a lot of these critics, that the family businesses of Christians are being shut down does not merit the description of a threat. Because they think that this is no big deal. It isn't. Because there are plenty of other businesses run by Christians who aren't having their livelihoods fucked over. Because they aren't gigantic ass clowns. They're not fuckwits. That's... Those Christians are hateful homophobes. They are, because they're not just stopping the services of related to weddings, they're just stopping those services being given to gay people, which is a no-no, because anti-discrimination laws are a fucking thing. You fuckwits. And you think, after the first fucking incident of this shit happening, given that it got worldwide exposure, you'd think it'd go, I shouldn't really be like those fucking morons, because the same shit's gonna fucking happen. But you guys in your martyr complexes are just going down the fucking path full of fucking landmines and are shocked when your leg gets blown the fuck off. And after all, and religious liberty is just a fancy label for bigotry. No, it isn't. And religious liberty applies to every religion, not just your shitty, fanciful fucking horse shit. Others seem to think I was overstating my case and that such things rarely, if ever, happen. They don't! If they were as widespread as you think they are, there'd be more stories about them. But there are only a couple stories that have happened over the last couple fucking years, and they're all people who are gigantic cunts. Like, it's never like this innocent fucking, because if it was an innocent person who had transgressed these fucking rules, they'd change their fucking tune, and they wouldn't be whiny fucking babies about it. But they're like, Jesus, ugh, and they fucking get public exposure from you fucking lot, and the fucking, to the credit of the mainstream media, they just fucking ignore this shit out of hand, as they should, because it's horse shit. Religious freedom isn't being eroded, it's just, the rules are beginning to apply to you more, and you're just getting equal, exposure to these fucking consequences than everybody else. Everybody else has been dealing with this shit for fucking ever. You're just now becoming aware of this because it's directly affecting you. Still, others apparently believe that while we are obliged to listen to any number of identity groups when they claim to feel threatened or targeted, because black people getting shot by cops isn't happening a fuck ton. Nah, it's police corruption, and with regards to this shit, doesn't Doesn't fucking happen. Trans people having their livelihoods fucked over by people like Mike Pence. That shit doesn't fucking happen. It's this is the thing. When other groups are, it's not just a certain subsection of those groups that are getting fucked. It's the entire fucking group. When people when they point out shit from, when police are fucking with black people, it's because they're targeting black people, not because they're targeting Christians. They're targeting black people because black people are just fucked by this system. Everybody should watch 13th. It's a great movie. It'll broaden your fucking horizon if you aren't a complete asshole. Christian claims are somehow invalid. Well, okay. Again, transgender people get beat the fuck up. Gay people get beat the fuck up, even though it's less prominent than it has been. Muslims have been beat up. Black people have been beat up and shot. Fuck, Muslims have been shot at and their homes vandalized and shit. You're pissy because the rules apply to you. That's the fucking difference. That's why your shit falls on deaf fucking ears. Because you're whiny fucking bitches. People's lives are actually getting affected in the LGBT community and the minority community. You're not being affected by this shit. The rules are fucking applying to you and you don't like it. That's what's fucking going on here. Christian claims are somehow invalid or don't count. Some even try to racialize the issue, suggesting that the case I made about Christian beliefs was white privilege, or whatever, even though there's no such thing as white Christian beliefs. That's just not fucking true. Let's not get into let's get into this. What do you picture when you think of Jesus? Do you think of an Arab guy? Because he was from the Middle fucking East, right? No, people think he was a white, fucking bearded asshole. That's not a white Christian belief. When people depict Jesus as anything other than white, people lose their fucking minds, and presumably it's white people who lose their fucking mind. And every instance of people getting, Christian persecution, all the people you bring up are like white Christians. You never bring up any black Christians. You always bring up white Christians. Melissa and Aaron Klein are both white. Jack C. Phillips is white. Everybody else you bring up is fucking white. So it's white privilege. The fact that the privilege is starting to disappear and you're not getting preferential treatment is what is pissing you off. And you think it's persecution. You think that the disappearance of privilege means that you're being persecuted when you're fucking not. In response, I have compiled a very short and very incomplete sampling of the sorts of things currently happening in the United States of America. These things are happening to Christians. They're happening to assholes. And whether you think these things are deserved consequences or irrelevant to whatever oppression scale you happen to use, gee, white people thinking they're above the law and then getting told that they aren't above the law. Is that oppression? No. You want to talk about oppression? Talk about gay people in fucking Iran. Talk about apartheid in fucking South Africa. That was fucking oppression. You whiny bitches being whiny bitches and getting held to the same standard as everybody fucking else is not oppression. They highlight why many Christians do feel as if their communities are being targeted. And guess what? You sided with a guy who has the support of the fucking neo-Nazis. Good fucking choice. Disregard them if you like. I will and continue to. But realize that just because you haven't experienced something doesn't mean it isn't happening. Take some of your own fucking advice, you asshole. You're like, gay people aren't fucking persecuted. You say this shit about gay people all the fucking time, but it's like, if you haven't experienced it, doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's like, you're fucking assholes. That's why it's happening. It's not because you're Christian, it's because you willfully disregard laws. That's not... You can't disregard laws and then go, why the fuck am I getting my ass, fucking pounded from behind by a horse cock? Oh, right, it's because I fucking violated some laws. And of course, the horse cock is metaphorical. Jack C. Phillips, a baker in Denver, Colorado, was asked to create a wedding cake by a gay couple, Charlie Craig and David Mullins, in 2012. Phillips refused, citing his Christian beliefs, which is not a fucking reasonable excuse, but offered to serve them any other baked goods, which is akin to separate but equal. It's like, I won't serve you a wedding cake, the thing you came in here for, but I'll serve you anything else. Which is kind of a big dick slap in the face. But offered them, Mullins and Craig opted to sue him instead, as is their right, because he refused service for a bullshit reason, claiming that he had treated them in a dehumanizing way, and two courts ruled that Phillips should be coerced to make the wedding cake for the couple. Because public accommodation is a fucking thing. If you're open to the public and you offer service, you have to offer it to fucking everybody. Unless you can give a substantive reason why you shouldn't. Because your Christian beliefs is not a fucking substantive reason not to serve gay people. It's not a valid fucking reason. It's like, why the fuck do we, like, do we, crack down on fucking white supremacist shit? Like, they could say, oh, this is my religion that black people are mud people. It's like, why, if you could just say religious liberty, it's like, fuck, why? It's like, seriously. Fucking, why the fuck do Rastafarians get fucking, get arrested for fucking pot? Which probably happens last. But it still probably fucking happens. Like, it's my religion. It's because you're breaking fucking other rules that apply to every fucking buddy else. Same fucking thing here. Instead, in order to remain loyal to his conscience and his faith, Phillips stopped baking wedding cakes entirely. According to him, this has cost him 40% of his business revenue. Wah, I don't want to serve gay people, so I had to stop offering a service to everybody. Wah, cry me a fucking river. Elaine and Jonathan Huguenin were forced by a court in New Mexico to pay more than $6,600 in fines in 2012 after they declined to use their business, Elaine Photography, to photograph a lesbian commitment ceremony. If you offered wedding ceremony photos, you have to offer it to fucking everybody, sunshine. Just because you didn't fucking know, that doesn't mean jack shit. And this is the thing. I am betting you guys know that you couldn't do this shit, but you thought you could get away with it. The University of Toledo fired one of their staff members when she disagreed with the idea that gay marriage was a civil rights issue. University fired Crystal Dixon in 2008 from her interim post as Associate Vice President for Human Resources because she wrote an op-ed piece in the Toledo Free Press arguing that the gay rights movement should not be compared to the civil rights movement because she, as a black woman, did not get to choose her minority status, but she claimed homosexuals do. She is a fucking she's a Vice President of Human Resources. You can't say shit like that because it undermines your credibility. She started her own ass whooping in this case. She signed her own fucking death warrant. She had this cushy fucking job as Associate Vice President for Human Resources, and she had to go around saying stupid shit. And do you really, to this Crystal Dixon bitch, do you really, first of all, that shit was from 8 fucking years ago, and the other cases are from 4 fucking years ago. Nothing fucking recent. But, she should take note of your fucking, just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it doesn't fucking happen. Put yourself in other people's shoes. Do you really think gay people would choose to be gay given all of the shit they get for it? Do you really think someone would willingly choose that? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna choose to be a fucking lightning rod for shit. In 2013, the state of Oregon went after the Little Family Bakery of Aaron and Melissa Klein when they declined to provide a wedding cake for a lesbian wedding, again citing their Christian beliefs. It's not a legitimate excuse, you retards! The state of Oregon fined them, going so far as to garnish their bank accounts and assets and taking a total of $144,000 for their refusal to violate the tenets of their faith. That's what violating anti-discrimination laws will do. The bakery, which the couple worked to create for years, was shut down. Oh no, they were shut down because they were colossal cunts. Ooh, I should feel so bad for them, but I don't because they're fuckwits. The bakery, which the couple already read that, Aaron Klein is currently on disability after injuring himself working as a trash collector to provide for the couple's 5 children. You know what would have been easy? Not being a fucking asshole. Their family was also the target of a vicious campaign by gay activists intent on destroying their business, regardless of the cost. I like how you say it was... You don't provide evidence. You don't provide a hyperlink. You've hyperlinked to other fucking things. But you don't actually link to this, like, egregious shit that happened. Even though you'd think you'd have documented fucking evidence of this. But you don't, so you don't. In 2013, Crisis Magazine reported that the anti-Christian campaigns had spread to Vermont. I'm fucking sure Crisis... Let's do a little Google search of Crisis Magazine. Because I'm sure it's not a fucking partisan horse shit. A voice for the faithful Catholic laity. Oh boy. A lesbian couple sued the Wildflower Inn under the state public accommodations law, which most states have, in 2011 after being told they could not have their wedding reception there. The owners were reportedly open to holding same-sex ceremonies as long as customers were notified that the events personally violated the Catholic faith. It wasn't enough. The inn had to settle the case in 2012, paying a $10,000 fine and putting double that amount in a charitable trust. Also, the inn is no longer hosting weddings, although the decision reportedly was made before the settlement. Where? You know, it's like, oh, they were reportedly open. Were they open or were they... This shit happened fucking 4 years ago. You think you get a straight fucking answer. High fines to punish Christians for remaining true to their conscience are becoming increasingly normal, as LifeSite News reported in 2014. Which was 2 fucking years ago. And again, it's not because they're not punishing Christians, they're punishing willfully ignorant dipshits. There's a fucking difference. It's not because they're religion, it's because they're bullshit fucking treatment of fucking gay people. And fucking every other fucking minority. The New York State Division of Human Rights has ruled that the Roman Catholic owners of an Albany area farm violated the civil rights of a lesbian couple when they declined to host the couple's same-sex marriage ceremony in 2012. Robert and Cynthia Gifford should go fuck themselves, who own and operate Liberty Ridge Farm in Shagdacoke, were ordered by DHR Judge Migdalia Perez and Commissioner Helen Diane Foster to pay $10,000 in fines to the state and an additional $3,000 in damages to the lesbian couple Jenny McCarthy. That's an interesting name. And Melissa Irwin for mental pain and suffering. Because, you know, being treated like shit doesn't cause them mental pain. Additionally, the Giffords must provide sensitivity training to their staff and prominently display a poster highlighting the state anti-discrimination laws. Which it seems they fucking need, given the fact that they obviously didn't know that these laws applied to fucking them. Like, they thought they were special little fucking... In 2014, an Annapolis bakery owned by Randy and Trish McGrath found itself the target of an online campaign launched by gay activists after they cited their Christian beliefs as the reason they would not provide a cake for a same-sex wedding. It's not a legitimate excuse. Learn your fucking lessons, you morons. They were smeared as homophobes, because they are, and hateful people, which they are. Although they were willing to serve the gay community, just not participate in the celebration of a same-sex wedding. So, they're willing to celebrate, or they're willing to participate in the gay community, as long as they don't have to deal with that one little fucking, you know, thing that gay people might want since, you know, the same-sex marriage case in the fucking court, the Supreme Court. Baron L. Stutzman, fuck you and your hipster name, the owner of Arlene's Flowers and Gifts in Richland, Washington State, was ordered to pay over $1,000 in fines in 2015 after declining to provide floral arrangements for a same-sex wedding. You see a fucking pattern here. She had previously sold the couple in question flowers many times, but stated simply that providing floral arrangements for a wedding would violate her Christian beliefs. So, she's willing to serve them flowers every other instance they wanted flowers. But the one time because, she probably did some good fucking work, but she's like, nah, I don't like your business that fucking much, you bunch of fucking assholes. So fucking surprised that she got fucking, bitch slapped. In 2015, Mennonite couple Richard and Betty Odgaard were forced to close their business in Des Moines, Iowa, after being targeted by gay activists for the refusal to host a gay wedding in their wedding chapel. The boycott campaign, replete with vicious, profane messages for fucking the Mennonites that might be like uncouth things. The civil rights complaint resulted in the Odgaards having to pay out a $5,000 settlement. Ultimately, they lost their livelihood. Wah. I got comeuppance for being a self-righteous cunt. Wah. The level of hatred fueling many of these campaigns is somewhat ironic for the #LoveWins crowd, as LifeSite News reported in 2015. A small-town Indiana pizzeria owned by a Christian family, pizzeria is known for being a Christian, pizza being a Christian food, has closed its doors after being terrorized by pro-homosexual bullies opposed to the family's religious values. Memories Pizza in Walkerton, their memories now, has received death and firebombing threats and had its website hacked. The attacks came after ABC 57 out of South Bend aired a piece March 31st, highlighting the pizzeria's owner's support for Indiana's hot-button Religious Freedom Restoration Act. The station claimed Memories Pizza, owned by Kevin O'Connor, was the first business to publicly deny same-sex service. The owner specifically stated that anyone was welcome in the restaurant, but the story was set off by the fact that they had said they would not cater a homosexual wedding because it would conflict with their Christian beliefs. If they hadn't said that, they would have fucking been fine. But they're like, we're not gonna, maybe they would want to, maybe someone would want to, like, informal wedding ceremonies, or maybe they want calzones or fucking pizzas for their wedding reception. Because it's cheap. But it's like, what the fuck did you expect to happen? As business should have been like, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Instead of saying, yeah, no, we're not going to cater a gay wedding. Like, there could have been better words to do that, but they didn't because they're from fucking Indiana, and they're obviously from a dumb part of Indiana. As I stated earlier, this is a very incomplete sampling. Most of them white. Except for the Crystal Dixon chick, mostly all of them are white. And the Crystal Dixon bitch is just a fucking colossal asshole. Like, the gay rights, the fucking gay civil rights movement is not the same as the civil rights movement. It's like, because I'm a black female, I didn't choose to be fucking black. Because, yeah, gay people totally choose to get called fag and faggot and fucking, all the other nasty shit people say about gay people. If I attempted to compile every instance of Christians being fired from jobs for saying their beliefs or deny positions because they oppose same-sex marriage, or had their businesses targeted, or fined or shut down, this column would be dozens of pages long. This is happening, and it's happening now. Even liberal commentators like Bill Maher and others are beginning to recognize that Christian pushing back was at least a part of what cost Hillary Clinton the election. Firstly, Bill Maher's not liberal. He's a fucking right-wing, pseudo-liberal fucking asshole. He's a fucking cocksucker. He's very... You guys would love him if it wasn't for the fact that he was atheist and didn't take your shit either. Because he fucking hates Muslims just about as much as you fucking do. Christians are tired of being targeted for simply believing what Christians have believed for 2,000 years. Well, it's not 2,000 fucking years ago. We know more. And you can't go around saying, I'm not going to serve gay people with fucking impunity. Shit's changed. And you should change. You should update your fucking, brain. That marriage is between one man and one woman, even though that's not the case even in the fucking Bible, that there's polygamy in the Bible, and that Christians must act in accordance with their consciences, which is not a legitimate fucking excuse to break a fucking law. You have to have a more substantive fucking reason to ignore public accommodation law. And saying Jesus told me not to serve gay people is not a fucking good option. You can ignore their experiences if you'd like. I will continue to. But they're being heard at the ballot box. Even though Hillary Clinton won the popular vote and is actually getting more votes. But fucking, yeah, sure. And again, the way you phrase this shit, it's very, very misrepresentative of the actual thing. It's not because they were Christian that they were targeted. It's because they were fucking dickheads. They were, told, people asked them, will you serve me? They said no. That's not good. That's not on. That violates laws. And then when, the consequences came, they were like, I don't get consequences. Fuck those people. It's like, no, this is what happens when you fucking are a colossal shithead. Anyway, ta-ta.